It's your boy, the end game. I'm back in the building. Come and meet me. I'm tripping. I'm dripping. I'm smoking. I'm joking. I'm gone. I'm gone. Gone. I'm so gone. We them boys. What's up, Dungus? We them boys. Running. We them boy, but boy, yo, boys, yeah. I'm gonna give people a little bit to get in here before we start talking about anything important. Anything important at all? I don't know. Here comes the here comes double, here the boom, da boom. Da boom, da boom, da boom, da boom, da boom. Hey Ryan. That is true. Dungus was first. Dungus was first. You were running, but you weren't running fast enough. So we'll GG's that. Dungus was first. We're gonna GG's it. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, the Insane Game Freak, back at it again. I've come to grace you with my presence, although I am physically exhausted. Like, realistically, I shouldn't even be fucking streaming. I don't have any juicy stories. I mean, I'm going to complain about some stuff. I wouldn't really call it a juicy story. It's more about the incompetence of human beings and how it allows me to be financially stable. Like, that's all it is. Damn, it's YouTube fault anyway with these slow notifications. That is true. Also, Dungzilla may or may not be doing that bot nonsense again. So the One Piece movie tier list, in other words, watch film red. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna watch it eventually. It's just not. It very much is not a high priority for me. I've already talked about this before, but like Oda. The Humunga Dungus? No, my bad. Humunga Dungzilla. Humunga Dungzilla, I think is what it is. I will say, you keep retracting your messages, I'm going to assume you're a bot and we're just going to be out E5 Thowie with it. Or I'll just have my mods block you, because, like, I'm all for conversation, but at this point it just seems like you exist for no other reason than to be there. It's your rebellion against Oda. Hey man, I wouldn't call it a rebellion. It's one film. For God's sake, it's one film. Yeah, I remember that. Season 1, Kanto. So we got the surfing Pikachu, who's mystical. Also, I don't know if you guys could tell, but I bought a light. I bought like an actual light that's shining upon me. So hopefully the lighting issues for these will I'm hoping this looks better. And you guys can let me know. I can change the lighting and the intensity if it's too bright. Really, I'm looking into the sun right now, bro. I'm looking into a whole ass sun. I can't do a goddamn thing. I mean, I can change it, but the problem, and it's something I've been meaning to do. If anyone's watched me since back in the Game Addict days, you know damn well I never really got lighting down as a premise. I never really bought anything. I never really I tried to mess with it in some occasions, but for the most part, I just couldn't. I never got proper lighting, and so I think I said fuck it last week and said, you know what, I need to buy me a light, and so we bought a light, and we'll see how this looks. But if I need to change anything visually, let me know. Who goes deleting your comments? I don't know. Yeah, I'm deleting your comments with my hands right here, right, guys? That's me totally doing that. Absolutely me. Actually, hold on. While I'm here, let's see something here. That's not gonna show me, is it? And it's not. What about here? Let's see. I don't know who's doing it because I would see if anyone was doing it. There's no visible showing of, hey, somebody's doing it. So it's obviously you doing it to your own comments. I'm not overly excited to go to watch Red. I'm just not. It's a musical, which already kind of like whatever. You're doing the whole character of the movie that's now canon that I don't care about. I don't care. It was like he's retracting his own comments. It's not like, yeah, if I was deleting them, they would say comments were deleted. They're not saying that. They're saying retracted, so you're actively doing it. And then just know that Orion is in here who also has the ability to ban people or time you out. So I don't really use that feature often, but I never see the point of like adding a message and then disappearing. Hey, you closing on a house? Let's get it. Let's get it. We out here. When you supposed to close, boys? When you supposed to close? We them boys. It's fine. It's funny. I don't know how many people even know that song originally. Hold up. We them boys. Hold up. We making noise. I love that song. I like it a lot. But congratulations on the house, bro. What we're doing? Hopefully by the end of this month. Let's get it. That's what I'm talking about. It's absolutely what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. But anywho, so to give context to the title, because the title may not make. Damn it, Nessa. She always does this. She messages me like I'm not streaming. They never watch me when I'm streaming. It's all right. Hold on a second. I need to mute this anyway, because otherwise it's going to go off. Oh, no. He's gone. Let me see something real quick. Do that. Boom. Anyways, sorry. I'm like slightly distracted. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I just don't want this going off while we're talking. Because notifications run rampant in my life. I'm also going to do this. I always forget to mute my fucking messenger. So anytime I start streaming, they'll start messaging in the messenger, and I'm just like, motherfucker, you guys. But anyways, so the premise of this video title in the first place is that school starts on Monday for me. Not for me, but for the school system I happen to work for. And so as a result, what has proceeded to happen is that teachers have come back, and to be a response. Hey, thank you for the subscription, Hyper Nerd. I forget I have this. I absolutely forget I have this, bro. Because I never use it. But I thank you for the subscription. And that's YouTube subscription. That's something crazy. Anywho, but yeah. So wait, why did my? Oh, I see what it did. It wasn't showing me the whole chat. But yeah, I did see about Game Informer. I absolutely did see about Game Informer. Not academia. No, relax. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, the school starts back Monday, and this week is the whoa, what the fuck is going on? My boy Neo ain't showed up in a stream in a hot minute. Let's get it. What's up, Chris? How you doing, man? I mean, I seen you on Instagram. You still getting them gains, looking like you can power lift a fucking 18-wheeler. You goddamn madman. Yeah, yeah. All right, let me relax. It's been a minute though. It absolutely has been a minute. But anyways, so I work in IT, so my main thing is getting everyone's devices ready, making sure people can print, connect to their boards, and all this other nonsense. And it isn't until this now any technician in my field will tell you this is absolutely the worst time for us because we're getting hit up by multiple teachers, multiple staff members, administrators, the whole 9 yards, because everybody works with technology in 2024. And I think what aggravates me is how computer illiterate everybody is. And I'm not talking about some nonsense of oh, I can't like let's say I messed up my password, or I've been gone for the summer so I don't remember my password, which I think is a genuine problem. Fine. It's been 2 months because we're not on a year schedule. So they've been gone since the end of May. It's been 2 months. You may have forgotten your password. That's a genuine concern. You know what isn't a genuine concern? I had a teacher, this young woman came up to me with a keyboard. She bought a Logitech wireless keyboard. No problem. You can hook those up to the board. It's not an issue. And I'm sitting there going, okay, so you bought a wireless keyboard, so you don't need one from the school? No. I bought my own because I wanted one that was purple. Because of course you did. Well, fine, whatever. It's a purple keyboard. I don't care. It's wireless. You got the USB thing. Oh, it's still in box. Cool. Can you hook it in for me? I understand that I deal with technology, and I understand that this isn't even a major thing. But you know what makes it a major thing is that, think about it, almost every school has about somewhere between 20 to 50 staff members. Just staff, not even talking about the kids, right? And I have to and I don't just manage one school, I manage 3. So in running between those, let's say 90 to 150 people, I'm sitting here running around the building putting out fires of other technological issues, and you want to stop me and be like, can you hook in my wireless keyboard for me? Now, here's the thing. If anyone's bought anything from Logitech, you know that shit comes with their own battery, so you don't need batteries from me. Usually all you have to do is pull up the mouse and take that stupid white tab off, and boom, you're good to go. Can you hook it up for me? And then the other 3 teachers stopped me at the same time, was like, oh, we need wireless keyboards. Now that makes more sense because you guys don't have it. But once again, can you hook it up for me? Guys, it's a dongle. It's literally a small mini, where is it? I have one on this damn table. Hold on, where is it? Here it is. It's a small, tiny USB that you plug in. And here's the kicker. These boards aren't like these boards where you gotta reach in the back and do some goofy shit. There's 4 USB plugs in the front of the board right next to the power button. And you tell me you can't just do this? You just can't do that? You just can't plug it in? And then go over there and look at the mouse and hit the on switch on the back of the mouse? Damn. And these teachers are spoiled as fuck. What makes it even worse is, so we were like, okay, listen. Teachers need to teach. And desktops are trash for teachers because they're constantly moving between classes, connections, the cafeteria, the gym. They need something mobile. So through the course of the last, I'd say 4 years or so, we've been slowly exiling desktops. Now, I fuck with desktops. I'll always be a desktop man. I'm an IT guy. I will always enjoy desktops, right? But I recognize for a teacher who's constantly running around, we need laptops and quality laptops, right? So what they do, they bought these high-end Dell laptops, and they're actually really good machines. These motherfuckers have NVIDIA graphics cards in them. They low-key could work as gaming laptops if you cared enough to do all that. Most of these teachers don't, and most of them don't understand that concept in the first place. Plus, it's a school device, so why would you do that? But the point is that you could do it if you wanted to. So these are high-quality devices, and for the basic day-to-day where you're doing Word documents or on Microsoft 365, it absolutely fulfills the purpose of what it needs to do, right? And then, but then you get responses from teachers like, shut up, Goki? Can I still get a desktop? Why, ma'am? They aren't buying any new ones, so the one I would give you is older. It would run slower, and you would just call me back in here in a week, tell me how slow it runs. I just can't do everything I want to on a laptop. What can you not possibly do on a laptop? Now, if any of you have dealt with your grandparents or older people in general with technology, you know that these fuckers are lying. The reason why they don't want they want a desktop instead of a laptop is because a laptop is unfamiliar with them. It's the painful example of I don't like change because it's different. And I'm in the back like, but you're going to complain to me about it in a couple weeks anyway. And so I told her, I said, listen, if I put this in and you complain to me about it, that means I'm taking it out and you're just going to use your laptop. For God's sake, you know what we ended up buying? I didn't even know these existed because I've never used them before. We bought docking stations. The docking station essentially allows you to take it's like a rectangular box that hooks into the side of your Dell that can then project to 2 monitors. So you essentially can have a monitor desktop-like experience with your laptop being the desktop in the situation. We bought docks because of how many teachers just absolutely hated the premise of not having a desktop. And she still complained. Well, then I gotta unplug it. You would have to unplug it if you were taking it home too. And don't even get me started on these teachers talking about, can I get a second laptop? Why the fuck do you need a second one? Well, I need one for school and one for the house. Do you think this shit is personal? Do you think the school is actually giving you a laptop to keep? You only get this for as long as you work in the county. After that, you got to give that motherfucker back. So I'm like, what are you talking about? 2 devices? It's almost like you don't understand a laptop is meant to be mobile. It's why it's not bound to anything. The only thing you got to do is plug it up into the wall. Nah. I can't. I just can't. The workday's so stressful and I can't be bothered to unplug one cord, mind you, and walk over to the next room. Then I had a teacher. So let me ask you guys a question. I don't know if you remember these old school, the old school laptops that had those batteries you could detach from them, and the batteries were fat as hell to the point where they were almost like bulging out the back of the laptop. And it looked goofy as hell, but it was effective until, it wasn't, and the lock wouldn't work, and then the battery would just fall out at random times. Those are the laptops they were using before we bought these high-end Dells. One teacher goes, I think the Dell's too heavy. You think the Dell's too heavy? Not the fucking big-ass battery pack looking damn laptop you have, but the goddamn Dell is too heavy. Because the screen is bigger, which is what you people keep complaining to me about because the letters are too small. Even all you can do is go over there and zoom in the fucking text size. Dog, what are you talking about? And they'll still come up to me talking about, Terrell, do you have another laptop? What do you mean another laptop? It's just something a little smaller that runs as fast as this, but smaller. Yeah. No, because if they got any smaller, you would be getting charged thousands of dollars for me to build it and bring it to you. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? So now they're sitting here complaining about the size of the device and then, I missed my desktop. And then, of course, you're still getting the classic, I don't know how to print. I don't know how to screen share. Dog, when I tell you these teachers are trash. So a lot of you may not know this. Modern boards, like I guess a lot of you, depending on your age, you may not understand this, but like back in the day when you were in school, they probably had they either had an old school whiteboard where they wrote on the board itself with a marker or a Sharpie, you had a chalkboard, or maybe you were in school late enough to have one of those whiteboards that had a projector that you shined onto the wall with it. Now I know a lot of us had the old one where they rolled in a projector on a damn cart and it just shined on any wall you put it on. But like the newer ones, they actually made like there was actually like a white board that the projector would just shine on. Like the board was actually designed to interact with the actual projector, which was cool. Well, in modern times, we've gained the ability. If you go look it up, it's a company called Promethean. They make these really high-end active panels. You can actually buy them if you want. The problem is they're like $4,000. The ones that we've been putting in these schools are $4,000, and these things are pretty good. I'm not gonna bullshit you. They're 4K panel boards that can also double as a laptop. So I want you to understand this. Every classroom, we had to give a teacher a brand new Dell laptop that can borderline be a gaming PC. And then we put a $4,000 board on the wall that also can act as a laptop because you can log into Windows and all this other shit. So you got 2 devices in your room that all times, on top of the fact, mind you, here's the kicker. Every child has a device, whether it's a Chromebook or an HP laptop. The point is, every child has a device. And then my particular school, the fucking principal went out of her way to buy iPads. So you have an iPad, a fucking borderline gaming laptop, a $4,000 Promethean board, and fucking devices for your children. Nobody in that motherfucking thing doesn't have a piece of technology that works. And these motherfuckers had the nerve to be like, can I get another one? Also, I know you said you can't stay, Revolver, but thank you for coming by anyway. And I'm sitting here like, you got at least 10 grand or more of technology that works in your school. And you still have the nerve to run up on me and be like, can I get another laptop? For what? What are you possibly doing with it? Oh, see you later, Revolver. But thanks for coming by, dude. I'm glad to see you, bro. And so it's that. Motherfuckers don't know how to screen share. That's the one thing that's driving me nuts. So with all this technology in your room, they want to screen share their information. That was the original point. They want to screen share. So they're like, hey, can we take what's on my laptop and put it on the board? Because I only got certain documents on my laptop and I want to put them on the board. Now, if you don't know any better, you might think that this is some sort of goofy ass, like this is a reasonable request. I mean, like, you know, people have documents they save on the laptop and they want to put it on the board for a presentation or for class, right? Here's the thing. A lot of us don't own Microsoft products because Microsoft made everything a subscription service and made it expensive unless you were a student, and it would still cost you money if you were a student. But here's the kicker. Microsoft is given free to all educational I can get free Office right now, right? And one of the things that comes with Office is a cloud service known as Microsoft OneDrive. OneDrive literally will sync and copy your documents on your computer into a fucking cloud folder that when you log into another device, it will then import all of those documents to there. So let me ask you a question. If I can get Office 365 on any of my devices and you have essentially a fucking board that low-key acts like a laptop, then why wouldn't you just do something, the smart thing, and just log into OneDrive on your board in the classroom that only you are going to be in for a whole year and just put the information on the goddamn board? Why am I screen sharing anything? You literally have the ability to just grab the information and just have it on your board on default. Log in. Log the fuck in. Log the fuck in. Yeah. Just log the fuck in. That's all you gotta do. Log into Office, pull your Word or your PowerPoint or your Excel sheet, and just log the fuck in. Oh, Chris, don't get me started on how these fuckers don't know how to log in. Now, logging in by itself isn't really the problem. The problem is that you have teachers who don't remember passwords. And here's another thing. A lot of you probably heard about ransomware and people stealing each other's identity because everyone's on the internet, and it only takes one shitty spam email to be like, hey, I got your identity and your fucking credit card information. You've now lost all your money, right? So it wasn't until last year we adopted the whole like multi-factor factor authentication, which is where you either use an authenticator like Microsoft or Google or whatever the fuck, right? And you authenticate, which means you have to, like, once you set it up, you have to put in a code when you want to log back in, right? Do you understand how many people got angry with us when we fucking implemented that? I won't even say us. I'll say when the team above us did it, because we didn't actually implement it. The team above us did it for the whole county. And you know what they told them? Hey, you better log into your phone and download the Authenticator app, because you can only get into your device outside of work with the Authenticator. That was the crazy part. If you were in the school building, you would never have to use it. But if you were doing any work at home, you would then have to use the Authenticator. Do you know how many teachers I know? Do you know how many teachers I know who literally argued with me and other technicians about why do we have to download this to our personal phone? And the first response I had was, you should be using this anyway. It's a security measure in general. It's not even specifically just for work. It's just that the job is going to make you do it. And it's like, well, I don't understand how that's ethical. You don't understand how it's ethical for you to have to protect your information online? Is that what you're asking me? And dog, y'all understand how many times I want to, like, get up and throw a chair at a grown woman or man, mainly grown women. If you're in elementary school, there's a bunch of women in there, to the point where a lot of people have been talking about how we need more male influences in the school system. The point is, stop questioning me on fucking authentication, dog. It's two-factor authentication that you should be using for your email and all your other shit. I had one teacher get hacked on her personal stuff, and then they essentially had to disable her account at work. Hey, look, listen, Goki, that sounds a little bit too smart. Bro, I'm just like, I'm talking about the struggles of me working as IT in the school system, dealing with a bunch of dumbass teachers, and how they don't want to do two-factor authentication because they feel like it's an invasion of their privacy, and why they got to take up phone space. Dog, you would be surprised how many people's phones I ended up looking at. Like, you know what I mean? Surprised how many people's phones I had to look at to explain and set it up for them. And I realized these people live terrible lives outside of school. It makes me go, why in the fuck are you teaching children? You don't even have your own shit together. I can't even tell you the stories. I do not have the time. I would be dead. That's how much shit. That's how much nonsense is going on. Again, these teachers won't do nothing. Like it's I can't even believe it. The other thing I only recently found out talking to some teachers, I don't know if each of y'all states do this. So I think it was kicked in with the whole No Child Left Behind Act. It may be something different, but I found out, particularly because, and this probably has been a thing for a while, but I literally just haven't paid any attention. But I've learned that when it comes to the education system, you can't give children zeros in anything anymore. And I do mean anything. You cannot give a child a zero in anything. And the argument in question is that a child can't come back from a zero. It's not fair. And if we're talking about it in that particular aspect, I could kind of understand it. Here's the problem. Now, I don't know about you guys, but where I'm at, if you made anything under a 70, you failed. Now, I've heard from my friends that apparently if you made like a 65, that was considered a D. Somewhere between 60 to 70, 69 is considered D. But for me, when I was a child, if you made under a 70, you failed. That was an F. 70 to 75 was like a D. 70 to 74 was a D. 75 to 80 was a C. 75 to 79 was a C. 80 to 89 was a B. And then 90 to 100 was an A, right? So I'm like, okay, so what do you have to do if a child doesn't turn in a test at all, right? If a child doesn't turn in a test or doesn't turn in an assignment and we can't give them zero, what is the default number? I've heard the number ranges from various schools. I've heard some schools give them a fucking, I've heard some schools give them like a 30. They're defaulting at a 30, right? You can't get a 0, but they can give you a 30. I've learned that some of the schools in my area default them at a 60. Now, this is important because if you're defaulting kids at a 60 and we're going by the rule that like if you did 60, and that means that you can never fail realistically. If a 60 is considered a D or like a high F, then a child would never fail. And I'm like, but what if the kid doesn't know the material and is actively just not turning in any homework? Well, then he'll get a D. But then he'll pass to the next grade without having done anything. Yeah. So you're just passing kids who don't know shit because you don't want them. And I know what it really is. The reason why this even kicked in the first place is because there were too many kids failing. And a lot of people would throw this on the educational system. The educational system's doing it as a way to get the kids to be pushed along, which is wild, bro. It's fucking wild. They also give you some points just for showing up to school, for showing up and for participating in class. You get points. So imagine your default being a 60 and you get points. There are children who could arguably make borderline a 70 just off of showing up and interacting, even if they'd never turn in any assignment or pass any class. Or pass any test or quiz. Fucking crazy. And like I said, I know the reason. The reason is because if you didn't do that, you would have way too many kids getting held back, and then essentially the educational system would be clogged the fuck up. It would be absolutely clogged with a bunch of children who don't know anything. And I used to be like, this is the educational system's fault. The reality is it's not. It's the parents' fault. There has been an understanding that parents are not doing the extra work with kids outside of school. And I think it's because they look at school as more of a daycare than an actual fucking system that educates their child, in which you were supposed to do supplementary lessons with them to make sure they got the material. Because especially in elementary school, this shit is extremely important. Obviously, right? But the parents aren't working with the children. And this gets into another like societal political issue, because the reality is part of the reason why that happens is because you don't know these fucking parents' history, right? You don't know their situations. Give an example. We have days in which you really shouldn't come to school. Like, you should just make it a day off. Instead, they make it a half day or an early release day. And I'm like, why do you do that? Want to know why they do that? Because those kids wouldn't eat lunch if you didn't do that. And I was like, what do you mean they wouldn't eat lunch? And I'm like, oh, that's right. You don't get free food. Half of the reason why people, like, the school system works the way it does is because motherfuckers are coming from households where their whole lives are shattered. Like, they literally will not eat if not going to school. So on those half days, they make sure they still get lunch, because otherwise that child may not eat that day. And it's just like, damn. And it's crazy. I know kids, I've seen kids, you know what bums me out? You know how many kids I've seen who come in with their grandparents and you never see their parents? It is astounding how many children I know, well, I won't say no, but I've seen that literally only come in with their grandparents, to the point where I know a couple male teachers who work who have multiple children who call them dad. Why? Because they don't have one. It's a very dark reality that you have a bunch of irresponsible people having children and then not being able, and granted, not all of it's because people ain't shit. Some of it's just because life was hoed. Like, I know one kid who literally, his parents died in a car accident and it left him as an orphan, so he had to stay with his grandmother. And of course that messed him up. Not every child is like a fucking, like, your parents ain't shit, but a lot of them is your parents ain't shit. I've seen kids, like, we had to work graduation like last year, and I had kids be like, you're the first one to get the 12th grade, son. What? He's 18. That means you graduated high school, or you would have graduated high school in like the early 2000s, like 2004, 2005. What do you mean he's the first one to get the 12th grade? But that's how it is. That's literally how it is. And then obviously you get the whole first one in your family to get out of to graduate high school, and it's just like, yo, this shit is crazy, dude. This shit is crazy. I'm sorry, I need to read the messages actually. So we didn't have a lot of kids held back, but we would be forced to take summer classes and hope they pass. If not, they repeat the classes next year, but still move to the next grade. Oddly enough. So wait, what? So they would still repeat the classes but move to the next grade. But how does that work when you can't? How do you pass to the? So that means you could fail 7th grade, but still go to 8th grade while taking 7th grade classes. But then when do you have time to take the 8th grade classes? Essentially, it's the same. It's a similar premise, just a different way of doing it. It's, hey, you can't stay in 7th grade. Like, literally, the school system is weirdly designed in a way that makes it impossible for them to stay in a previous grade, particularly because that child then becomes even more held back mentally. The problem is the aging process happens no matter what. So the goal is for every child to pass every grade every year. And the problem is more and more kids can't do it. They're either not smart, they're not being worked on their problem areas with a tutor or at home with a parent or something, and they're absolutely struggling. And we're like, damn, we got like 30% of our school that literally can't finish this test or is not going to pass this test. And then that went from 30% to 40. And then it went from 40 to 50. And hell, at a certain point, it just turned into grade levels. 5th grade, 4th grade, 3rd grade. And you're like, what do you do? The only thing you can really do is create programs that allow parents the opportunity to let their kids learn something. But you know what this would cost? It costs money. You would have to somehow find a program funded, pay people to do that. And I know there is a tutoring thing, but I know there's also a volunteer thing for it, and people just volunteer for it. The problem with that is you're now wasting other people's time, and there's got to be some sort of payoff. It's a weird reality in which is a loop back situation where you will never win. You will never win. And I'm just like, what do you do? It kind of bums me out, realistically. Also, for some reason, I'm having a mad sense of deja vu right now. Like a mad sense of deja vu. Only kids that got held back were if they came from another country and couldn't get the language. Yeah, that makes sense. I think we need to copy what Japanese do when it comes to their education system. What do they do? What do they do? Like, just because I don't know what they do, so I'm just curious what they do. Because I don't really know how the Japanese handle it. Oh, that's right. Playing Persona, that's what they would do. In Persona, they have a 6 days school schedule. I don't think that really fixes the problem, though. Because if I'm not getting it Monday through Friday, what the hell makes you think I'm going to get it on Saturday? Also, the problem is that the education is somewhat different. Japanese said commit seppuku. You. That's wild. So what? If you turn 18 and you haven't finished school properly, then you need to go kill yourself? That's wild. My school was 69 and under was an F. Okay, see, boom, you're like me. That's what I got. Yeah, boom, you're like me. American systems are now more fucked up when I left school. Yeah, but I don't really know if I blame the school for that, because what can the school do? This is also the reason why people don't become teachers anymore. There's already been a talk about how we have less teachers, but I'm like, yeah, because you got them fighting uphill battles. I'm blaming these cunts. Yo, relax. Here's one fix. Teach them how to file taxes at least. When they drop out, they know how to do their taxes. Honestly, they should just teach learning how to do taxes in general. That's just a good thing. That's the one thing I hated in high school, is that a lot of our electives aren't things that we used. I kind of but it didn't make any sense why they weren't things we used. Well, for starters, every child eats for free, then teaches the kids the value to the kids about hard work, like cleaning up themselves, and teaches them respect themselves and their parents and their elders. I mean, that works to a degree. I think that works for some kids. I hate to say it, but unfortunately, we're at the point where like you're just not gonna save them all, which is a dark reality to acknowledge. But that's where we're at. Like, you're not gonna save them all. You're gonna save some of them if you're lucky, and if you're unlucky, you're gonna save none of them. These principals have literally talked about like how they've gone to people's graduations and then gone to their funerals like in the same year. Some people have talked about like going to their graduation, getting their younger sibling, and then going to the funeral of their younger sibling, and then going to the funeral of the older sibling, all within a span of like 2 to 3 years. Like, realistically, being a teacher is a rough position to be in, especially if you're trying to build connections and bond with your students. And I've also learned that people have just become, and people who are still teachers have just disassociated from the reality. They've accepted that like kids just ain't gonna, some of these kids ain't gonna be shit, which was already a cruel reality as it is. But as an educator, your whole goal should be to like foster the idea that anybody can be successful and a winner, which is still true. But maybe not everyone's gonna be book smart. I don't know. I didn't really want to drag on to this part of it too long because realistically, the first day of school for me is Monday for the kids, which means I'm gonna get my ass whooped next week. Like realistically, I probably shouldn't even be streaming and should went and go take a nap. Why? Because this shit's gonna get ridiculous tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, on Monday. Like, I want y'all to understand, I'm probably gonna get dog walked that whole week. That whole week, I'm gonna be exhausted. And I honestly shouldn't even do anything like after work. I should just go home and sleep. What makes it worse is that it's currently been like 90 something to 100 degrees. And it's like, yo, why is it so hot? Why is it so hot? Like, even right now, it's fucking, what is it? It is, what's the temperature currently? The temperature currently is 96 degrees. It is, that's it, that can't be right. No, it's 87. It's 87 and it's almost 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, bro, I'm dying. Help. Let's see, bro. You know what's wicked? I graduated in 2011, and a year after I graduated, a kid who graduated the class of 2012 died a day after her graduated dude had a football scholarship and everything. You can get the whole wombo combo at school. Oh, absolutely. With fries and a biscuit and depression and anxiety. The full fucking nine, y'all. Y'all don't understand. This shit is rough. Might as well take the next week off streams if it's going to be that bad. I'm going to see how Monday is. Because if Monday's bad, I'm not doing Juices Loose. I kind of didn't want to do Juices Loose anyway. I wanted to break from it because, man, if I'm going to get my ass whooped, at least let me like have some level of peace when it happens. It's just crazy. But I don't want to really sit here and like, and dwell on the school stuff. That's just something that's been irking me because we've been talking about it. Like, I've been talking to my coworkers about it as we're all hitting our different schools throughout the day. We have like a group chat that we talk in about like how to handle certain things. And it's just been a lot. This time of year for me is always a lot. At least since I've had this job. And I don't know if I've discussed it on a video before. I probably have alluded to it, but like I think this is probably the more in depth I've gone into it. But man, this shit is ridiculous. Like some days you're just like, man, just cut it off. Cut it off, bro. But it's all right. We're gonna grind it out. We're getting paid. It's another day, another job. But let me tell you something. Really wish America would adopt that whole middle of the day sleep thing. That'd be kind of cool. Midday naps be kind of lit, bro. I've heard some people say they can't take naps during the day. You better learn. you better learn. You better learn, baby. Because otherwise you're going to get your ass whooped if you don't learn nothing. You. The saying was another day, another dollar. Yeah, it's true. That's exactly it. Um, but on some lighter conversational topics, you guys can bring up other things too. But on a lighter conversational topic, a lot of people kept talking about the My Hero chapter, and I didn't go look it up. But I decided I'm going to look it up while we're here. I'm just not going to. Essentially, what I did is I decided, well, if I'm going to look at it, I can just look at it while I'm streaming. So you can get my live reaction to the chapter that I shouldn't be reading. I'm not going to show anything on stream, obviously, because, copyright. But this is what y'all fucking do. Let me see. I want the preview. Just give me... let me see. Or if anyone has the link to it, let me know. Oh, which do I... Oh, it's Android all day, baby. Android all day. Actually, I can get into that because I think Google is announcing their new Pixel phone in like another less than 2 weeks. Real quick, I'm going to read this final chapter of My Hero that starts off with a color page of all the characters and their various scars and changes. There's not a lot of changes to these characters, which kind of bums me out considering this series has been going for over a decade and barely any of these characters have changed design-wise other than them all some characters getting random scars and shit on their body. All right, final chapter. All right, here we go. I don't know if you guys want me to read this. I can read this out if you want to. It all depends on what you do tomorrow. It's already destroyed. People are not born equal. Individually, we all look different, and so we're able to empathize with others. Our differences, born physical and mental, allow us to run towards other people in search of a common ground. Wow, your brother burned all your... Oh, that's ridiculous. Big bro Midoriya. I mean, Deku-sensei. Where do you want us to meet for our practical skills practice this afternoon? That's something I was taught at the age of 17. He was 17? Oh, I guess he was 17 at the end of the main plot. At the bus stop, since we're going to USJ. The truth about society. On that day, I heard many voices of encouragement and prayers. Even now, those voices keep me in good spirits. Oh, wait, prayers came... Oh, wait, no, I think I have to read it. I'm reading it wrong. Let me read it the way I'm supposed to. Okay. Even now, these voices keep me in good spirits. If caring about others is the first step to becoming a hero, then on that day, we were all the greatest heroes. I got to live this dream that should have been impossible. My story, which started when my body moved before I could think, came to an end alongside the embers of One for All. So, you must be thinking, then why are you still writing? Are you still writing? Why are you still writing, right? Well, because there are some pages left. And then it shows Bakugo trying to get his hand stronger again. Deku and Uraraka. I don't recognize the character. And then... Oh, he's a teacher as well? We're grinding out. Ida's doing, I guess, the graduation ceremony. Looks like he cut the sideburns. Like he cut his sideburns off and he just has like the hair, which is an interesting hairstyle choice. Not gonna lie, especially because he's rocking the glasses. I don't know. It might look better animated. 8 years later, entrance exams are finally approaching. Well, that means they're 25 here. Entrance exams are finally approaching, folks. I want you to hand me these future career forms until next week. I'm going to go to UA's Hero Course. Support items are all the trend these days. I'm totally joining Lightly Jab, that's for sure. That's the support design company where the genius inventor Mei Hatsume works. Also, her design is woo-wee. Mei's design is woo-wee. I'll become a doctor like Ryu Yoshida. I want to take care of people that most would consider beyond saving, just like him. I don't recognize that character unless it's a movie character. I don't recognize him. I want to go to Join Gel Inc., which became famous after the Cyber War 5 years ago. Having a career in programming sounds so cool. Oh, okay. So La Brava and Gentle are working in a cyber company. That's actually fine with me. What do you want to? What you want to become a hero too? Hey, stop looking. With that quirk of yours, it's not happening. Die. You don't know that. The rate of new villains keeps decreasing, and the number of heroes have stabilized too. We're entering the age where only the strongest can become heroes. People have changed. When I was a kid, I used to say I wanted to be like All Might, Endeavor, and Best Genius, Deku, Great Explosion God, Dynamite, or Shoto. I hate these fucking names. I'm the only one who hasn't grown up. I know that. That's why whenever I feel anxious, I come to this place. Ready to try your best as a fresh year die? Uh-huh. And then there's a statue of All Might. Let's see. Oh, we get to see Tentacle. That's an interesting design. Also, Coda. I like his design. I like that. Coda's is hard to tell because he's in the background. Tentacle has been collecting remarkable feats ever since his debut. His efforts of resolving prejudice-based incidents in a peaceful way in smaller cities where these are still present are remarkable. His achievements and influence have earned him the Imura Peace Prize. I still hate that they threw this racism plot into it, like towards the end of the thing. And I'm not even saying it's a bad plot. It's actually a good plot and storyline. Why is it only brought up at the end of the motherfucking wall? It's actually during the fight. It's during his fight with Spinner that all this is brought up, and then you wanted to make this a plot point. You could have had a whole arc about this, realistically. I dedicate this prize to those who revolted 8 years ago. I'm able to stand here today thanks to their will. Now to some team-up news. Ingenium, Froppy, Creati, and Aravity are visiting grade schools all across the country. The villain rate is decreasing and the hero's range of operation is broadening. Alongside them, the Quirk Counseling Expansion Project that Aravity has set forth is being considered one of the most essential aspects of current society. They don't look that different visually, like, at all. Actually, Uraraka's hair is a little bit longer, but there's no crazy change. Let's see. Oh, y'all, there's Eri. Eri is a, I guess, elementary schooler at this point. Elementary schooler or elementary schooler or maybe middle schooler. I'm not sure. Midoriya, have you seen this? Your childhood friend is going to drop in the charts once again. Kachan. Why are you so damn close? Yikes. I'm not freaking exposition piece. Do you want to die? You tried your best to make him change, right, Sensei? It was pointless, the way he talks. Now I'm pretty sure that Todoroki will shoot ahead in the rankings. He keeps solving incidents day and night, and despite being a bit awkward, he treats all of his fans very well. Nowadays, practically no one refers to him as Endeavor's son. He's going to surpass Mount Lady and Kamui Woods and go toe-to-toe with Togata Senpai, the top hero. Really? So, Togata? I think that was just more because of the whole Night Eye prediction. Because I'm surprised they let Togata be that high up. Especially because I didn't think Mononoma-kun and Honeki-kun are also doing great. Oh, I'm glad to see Mononoma getting some love. The other day, Togata Senpai was screaming, "I'm so scared," while laughing. Do you feel lonely? But years ago when I was talking to Fuwa Senpai, when I was talking to Fuwa Senpai, I thought to myself, even if I go back to being quirkless, I'd still be able to use my experience to encourage people. I think that's pretty cool in a way. Do you think I'm cool, Sensei? I wish you were stricter with your students. That's important, you know. In society, many kids think that making it to UA will guarantee them a great future as heroes. We gotta be rigid and prevent them from becoming arrogant. Got it? You were so kind to us, though. Which isn't true, but GG's. After we became adults, it's been hard getting our days off to coincide and meeting up. Red Riot, a hero who's very popular with men, little by little are getting closer to unraveling his surprising origin. It's Red, the Unbreakable. Seeing everyone's hero work makes me very happy. Whenever I'm feeling nostalgic about our school days, I come here. Ouch. That was close. Thank you. Deku Izuku Midoriya? Wow, you're a real guy. Oh, you'll be taking the entrance exams? Times are changing fast now, and now people like me with weak quirks are compared to their classmates can't keep up. That's why I came here to ask the All Might statue. Can I become a hero just like the two of you? Can you become a hero like me, All Might? A quirk that's consisting of throwing plates. If it comes from your hair, I think you could take inspiration from Mineta-kun. Throwing many of them at once can enhance the strength, and I just saw you change their sizes, right? I think it's fairly versatile. How scary is that? Is he encouraging me? So he throws plates as a quirk? What? Interesting premise. Okay, fine. Let me scroll down. Let's see. Now that my dream has come true, don't worry. You just try to reach out to that kid, right? It's my turn to give people dreams. You can become a hero. Do your best, kid. I'd be lying if I said I don't feel a bit lonely. But if I can encourage other people like that, then that's the story how we all became the greatest heroes. And then it does the end, and then All Might grabs the screen. What took you so long, young Midoriya? I could have gone to the airport if you had told me sooner. I wanted to give you a surprise gift. Is it tapestry? The data from my fight against All for One 8 years ago opened up some crazy possibilities, apparently. Technology keeps evolving, and alongside the evolution of quirks, you once succeeded at using multiple quirks at once, right? So now I want to get data from you. But that looks so expensive. It was created for my friend in the U.S. alongside young Hatsume, and funded by the Class A alumni with young Bakugo at the heart of it. The secret's out. Your body still moves on its own, right? Take this to heart, kid. This too is a power you've earned, fair and square. This is the story. Let's go, Deku. Do we have more time to kill than before? A landslide at the Star Wars highway is messing with the traffic. Requesting help from heroes. How all of us will keep reaching out our hands forever. It's weird because they're all supposed to be like 25 here, and you can barely tell. Some of them don't even look that different. It kind of bums me out. Mineta looks almost exactly the fucking same. Although I do see they put a stem on his grapes, which is like, I think it's a funny joke. Oh, Ashido's hair is pretty long. I like that. Is that Tokuyami? What the fuck is that? Does Tokuyami have a real face? What is that? Oh no, is that no, that's Shinzo. I'm sorry, that's Shinzo. That's Shinzo next to him. Sarah looks about the same. So what, people are mad because he didn't confirm any ships, is what I heard. Which is kind of interesting, he doesn't. I knew my goat Mineta would thrive. Essentially just saying they're all heroes. When I think about it, that I'm looking at essentially the ending of My Hero. It's like I said, we're done with the age. Oh, I just realized that Bakugo's outfit has fucking the nightsticks sticking out the back. That's kind of funny. There's like a couple of small changes you can see in some of the outfits I like. It's kind of a shame. What the hell does this say? Oh, thank you for reading for so long. We hope you look forward to Hirokoshi Sensei's next work. Final volume 42 is scheduled to release on December 4th. Meaning the manga this year is the last year of My Hero in general. Yeah. We're indeed at the end. We are indeed at the end, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know what to say. That's I don't really know how I feel about that. that's. I mean, most people don't look too different from when they were in teens to when they are adults, so that's not that bad. Yeah, but like some of them don't look different at all, like in any way, shape, or form. Like, there's like a couple of very minuscule changes, mainly hair and shit. Yeah, no father for Deku. I think Hirokoshi became against shipping after he realized his fandom was all about gay baiting and he was pissed off at it. There's a couple of design differences, but I'm kind of bummed out. I kind of wish their outfits had changed a little bit more. Honestly, that's what I don't really like about My Hero. My Hero is a series that is covering essentially 1 year of these characters' lives. The problem is when you create a high school setting, you think it would cover all 4 years of their lives. Which is why I'm a little confused why he did things the way he did it. He threw everything at them on their first year. They're all first years, and it isn't until the end of the series where they become second years, and then we time skip into them being adults. It's bittersweet. I love My Hero, so it's sad to see it go, but hey, out with the old, in with the new. You say that, but realistically, I don't see any shonen really staying into that level. Like, technically, Black Clover and Jujutsu Kaisen are the only two long-running shonens left, and Jujutsu Kaisen isn't even that old. Black Clover's on this weird monthly situation, which, by the way, new chapter next at the end of this month, I believe. So, yeah, and then we got one more chapter at the end of December. So, and One Piece, obviously One Piece. It's hard to count One Piece because One Piece is technically not even their era. One Piece is like back in the 90s era, realistically. But yeah, that's another one chalked up to the books. And when is that Black Clover anime coming back? I have no idea, but I'm looking forward to it if it ever gets announced. Oh yeah, Hirokoshi did say we were supposed to see Deku's dad. Hirokoshi said a lot of things. I think honestly, Hirokoshi, it's very obvious that towards the end of the manga, Hirokoshi got burnt the fuck out. I think he got burned out with his fans. He got burned out with the series. He got burned out with the plot. He did enough to cover his bases. And to give him credit, he covered everything he probably could have. It's not everything's handled perfectly, but he covered as much as he could have. Oh wow, Ochako got Deku's mask from his old costume. Does she? Wait, oh, she does? Oh! Oh. I never noticed that. Huh. It's kind of hard to make out, but I can see it. That's interesting. She's wearing it like a neck brace. Huh. I don't know. I just wish the outfits had changed a lot. I don't know. I'm just kind of not crazy, but see, since this is the end of the manga, they just kind of did some fan servicey nonsense. I wanted to say what's up and thank you for talking about the Dawn a few streams ago. Just started reading and the shit is hitting on chapter 30 so far. Can't put it down. Also, My Hero ending, no romance. People are pissed. Absolutely, they're pissed. I don't really care because My Hero didn't really handle romance incredibly well anyway. But still, that's just interesting. It's also kind of a shame that the last chapter doesn't even cover all the characters. A bunch of these characters just don't even get any show. Like, I would have liked to see what Mariko looks like now. Some of the heroes, like Edshot. The Edshot changed too much. His mom, we don't even get to see what his mom. We don't see Deku's mom. That's crazy to me. I don't know. I'm also surprised there's no statue or any representation for Deku. Or maybe there is and I just never noticed it. Well, actually, it looks like there might be. They do like a bunch of like teasers for certain characters, but that's about it. And Deku still has the scar on his face. But most of these characters don't look anything different. You get a couple of teases of other things, and that's about it. I don't know. I'm not like in love. I mean, it's the end of an era, obviously. I mean, regardless of how you feel about it. Regardless of how you feel about My Hero absolutely has earned its notoriety. Regardless if you like My Hero or not, it absolutely earned its. Yeah, we don't know what happened to Mountain Lady. We just know that Mountain Lady is still in the ranking. She's become one of the best heroes, which I think is a nice thing for her. Like, that's the thing. Hirokoshi, I think, still does the nice parts of his manga. He just doesn't do them well. Like, oh, look, this cool racism plot line with the characters who look more like creatures. It's a cool premise. I like it in the series, but it's handled really badly. And I think he does shit like that. It's like a bunch of cool concepts that never get properly explored because of the haphazard method. Even trying to acknowledge all the characters in different ways, acknowledging Togata or Mononoma, like, or Shinzo, like trying to acknowledge all these characters and talk about their accomplishments is a cool thing. It's cool shit. We like that shit. But it's also like, you could have handled it better, and that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't really want this stream to devolve into that. I'm gonna be real with you though. I just don't. I'm just kind of like, that's an area I almost want to talk. I want to give My Hero a proper video. I think My Hero absolutely deserves a proper video, so I won't go too deep into it. But it's an end of an era for sure, and it looks like, I keep saying this, it looks like we're at the back end of Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, we finally get to see Yuji's domain expansion. That's where we're at in the manga. I'm not going to explain the context, just know he's using his domain expansion, which we don't know how it works yet. I'm also glad you're enjoying Dandadan. The problem with Dandadan currently is that I think we just heard it's going on break. Like, literally, it's going on a fucking month hiatus, I think, is what they said. Which sucks, but you know. It is what it is. It is what it is. It makes me sad, but it is what it is. If you don't get this shit out of here, bro. Close all of this, bro. Close all of this, bro. Let's devolve into plus side elf. Oh god, I did see that. I did see. I mean, I'd already seen parts of the manga before the anime was even announced. But it is kind of funny. I'm not going to lie to you. It's kind of funny. GG's. GG's. Hold on a second. I'm checking something real quick. Maybe I didn't see it. Hold on. Let me see something. Nope, I don't see it. All right, anyways. Plus size elf more like only watch the uncensored episodes. Yeah, boy. Oh, they must have censored that fan service like crazy, I bet then. That fan service must be censored than a motherfucker. Not that I'm surprised, mind you. I'm just like, huh. We're here for the culture, but I'm entertained. I also got smart water on my face. That was dumb. Donnie, share the pictures in the server, bro. Or just some clips. We need to see how cultured the uncensored version is. We actually don't, but I'm just doing it anyway. You gotta understand, ladies and gentlemen, instigation is like it's like one of my favorite things to do without being productive. Hell yeah, uncensored for the win. We gotta do better, ladies and gentlemen, but not today. Not the fucking day. But I think I am gonna just go chill out, guys. I was gonna push it, but realistically, after this week being a fucking, oh wow, you ain't shit, Donnie. After this week being what it is and what next week is gonna be, I apologize. You guys have been getting short streams from me, and I apologize, but like, I need to get out of August, which is funny to say since we just started August. I need to get the fuck out of August. Let me get to September. September is when things mellow out for me, and man, this first week is gonna be a motherfucking problem. Hell, this last week has been a problem. But I think I'm gonna chill out for today. Is Tyrone or TSS streaming? I haven't even looked. Because if so, I was gonna point you guys in that direction, so you guys could still get your entertainments. Because my body, I think, just wants me to lay down for a little bit. Plus, it's still fucking hot outside. So I'm low-key sweating. And I had the goddamn AC on. That's how hot it is. It doesn't care. It doesn't fucking care. Yeah, Tyrone's streaming Dragon Ball. November? You mean when the holidays hit is when things mellow out? Jesus Christ. Alright, GG's. That's fine. That's fine. But I'm going to relax. We will reconvene on Twitch tomorrow for more Persona 3. So watch out the Twitch channel for Persona 3 tomorrow night. That's what we're doing. Yeah, I see he's streaming Dragon Ball. So go support Tyrone in the Dragon Ball experience. I'm going to go relax for a little while because my body's just like, fuck you. Fuck you, I'm tired. And I'd rather not pass out on stream unintentionally. Yeah, the holidays are real. You're gonna sleep. Alright, GG's Donnie. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys for the support. This unfortunately has been your boy the Insane Game Freak, but I just gotta go chill out. I gotta go chill out, guys. I'm tired. And I will catch you guys tomorrow for some enjoyable, pleasant gaming about death. Thanks, Atlas. Da-da-da. Hopefully, the lighting situation was nice, and also expect a video from me in the near future about my hero and the ending of the manga. So, look out for that. But with that being said, I will catch you guys tomorrow, and life's a game played away in peace. So, one, peace. Oh. Woo.